Despite a ringing endorsement from their leader, some Bernie Sanders supporters have protested inside and outside the Democratic National Convention after Hillary Clinton won the party's presidential nomination today. One Sanders backer said the nomination was stolen, and during the roll call of states, Sanders requested that the procedural rules be suspended and that Clinton be declared the nominee by acclamation. Clinton made history by becoming the first woman to win the nomination of her political party. And former President Bill Clinton took the stage tonight to make the case for his wife. Joining us now on the phone is KSNT News' political analyst Dr. Bob Beatty, who is in Philadelphia this week. Bob, before we get to the big event of the day, the Kansas Democratic delegation had quite a surprise this morning, didn't they?
Yeah, before I get to that, though, the big event really was that ending. If viewers saw, the Democrats pulled off a real coup in stagecraft. You recall Donald Trump at his convention first appeared with some, steam and dramatic entrance, and Hillary Clinton came out there while Alicia Keys was vamping, and I think it was very effective, and the crowd really enjoyed it. But what happened this morning is that Bernie Sanders actually popped in on the Kansas delegation while they were having a breakfast meeting, and they didn't even know it was going to happen, so they were pretty excited about that.
Oh, I can imagine. Now tell us about the roll call vote. I heard that was rather dramatic.
Well, there's a lot, as we heard, there's a lot of Bernie Sanders supporters that are just having a heck of a time getting over the fact that Bernie didn't win. But last night, the new chair of the Democratic National Committee, Donna Brazile, spent all night calling the Bernie supporters on the various delegations to smooth the way for what Bernie ended up doing, as you saw, which was a very classy move of being the last person to vote and saying he'd like to throw all his delegates to Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, that was a big moment. Now, earlier when you previewed this evening, you asked whether Bill Clinton had one last great speech in him. Did he?
It's interesting to say. Nate Silver of 538.com said, quote, "I feel like I went to see an action movie and it turned out to be a romantic comedy." I mean, Bill Clinton talked a lot about his early days with Hillary Clinton, and I think his goal was to humanize her and also make her seem more like a real person, and that was his theme, that she's a real person. He was implying that Donald Trump is a cartoon, and so he really spent a lot of time on personal issues, which is not something I'd seen from Bill Clinton before. So it was a different kind of speech, and from the reaction of the delegates, it seemed like it worked, but in the end, it's the TV audience that will decide, and we'll just have to see about that.
Absolutely. Now, day 3 is tomorrow, and I know it's going to be a big day for speakers. Tomorrow, we're going to hear from President Obama and Vice President Joe Biden. What can we expect from them?
Well, from what I've heard, President Obama is sort of eager to take a few swipes at Donald Trump. And keep in mind that Donald Trump is not just criticizing Hillary Clinton, he's criticizing Barack Obama's presidency. And so I think we'll hear President Obama want to say that it's not all doom and gloom and that a lot of things actually are going well while acknowledging the things that are going wrong.
All right. Well, thank you, Bob. And Bob will be in Philadelphia for the Democratic National Convention all week. He'll continue to bring coverage of the event right here on KSNT News.